Welcome to Learning Algebra with Ms. Rodriguez. By the end of this video, you will understand the quadratic formula. So here we want to use a quadratic formula to solve a quadratic equation. Previously, we discussed using the discriminant, which is the part underneath the square root. The discriminant will tell us what kind of answers to expect, but now we want to use a quadratic formula, which is using the entire formula to actually get solutions, to get answers. And there are different ways that you may hear solve a quadratic, which mean the same thing, such as find the roots of the equation, find the values of x, find the solutions to the equation, find the zeros, x-intercepts, or determine where the functions equal 0. So all of that wording means that we're going to use a quadratic formula to solve. It is important to note that in some ways you can solve a quadratic by using factoring or completing the square, but the quadratic formula is a method that works for every single quadratic no matter what. So step 1 is to always determine if your equation is in standard form. So recall, standard form means that everything is on one side equal to 0. So I have my ax squared, my bx, and my c all in its correct location. So then you want to identify your a, b, and c. So in this case, my a is 2, my b is -4, and my c is -70. Then we want to plug all of this into the quadratic formula. So I do have a frame. So we have x equals my negative b. So in this case, my b is -4. Plus or minus the square root, b squared, which is -4, minus 4a, which is 2, c, which is -70, all over 2a, which is 2 again. So all I did was plug in my a, b, and c into its appropriate spot using my frame and my quadratic formula. My next step is to simplify the inside of the radical or the discriminant. So I'm going to go ahead and just simplify everything inside the radical, and anything else I can simplify as well. So I kept the plus minus, I kept the radical, but inside the radical, that was simplified to the number 576. And then at the beginning, I did have a negative and a -4, so I simplified to a +4. And on the bottom of my fraction, I had a 2 times 2, which I simplified to 4 as well. So now what I'm going to do is this is going to create two equations. Because I have that plus minus, I want to separate that plus and minus into two independent problems so that I can go ahead and simplify. So everything stays the same, but now I have a plus of the equation and a minus of the equation. So now I'm just going to go ahead and simplify using my calculator. So I get 28 over 4, which can be simplified into 7. And then I'm going to get 20, I believe, -20 over 4, which can be simplified into -4. So I have two answers that I'm going to use by writing in set notation. So x is equal to -4, 7. All I did was actually state my solutions together, but now I'm done. In this example, it is important to note that we always have to ensure our equations are in standard form. Otherwise, we cannot use the quadratic formula correctly. So in my example 2, I do not have ax squared plus bx plus c. So I'm going to move that other term, that 6r, by doing inverse operations. I also remember that in my standard form, I have my letter squared as my first term, and then my letter not squared as my second term, and my constant, my number without a letter, last. So I'm going to simplify that by having 3r squared minus 6r minus 23 all equal to 0, because 6 minus 6 gives me 0. So now that it's in standard form, it's going to help me identify my a, b, and c. So in this case, my A is going to be the number 3, my B is the number -6, and my C is the number -23. Once I have my A, B, and C, it's very easy to plug into the quadratic formula. So once it's plugged in, our next step would be to simplify the discriminant. Recall the discriminant is the part inside the radical. So I simplified the discriminant. I also simplified the -6 because it turned into a positive. It's not necessary to do that. If you're using a TI calculator, it can simplify it for you, but I did simplify it. And then I did simplify the 2 times the 3, which gave me the 6. So from this step, this turns into 2 separate equations. So recall we have a positive and a minus. So we're going to have 6 plus square root of 312 all over 6, and 6 minus square root 312 over 6. After I separate into 2 equations, I can use my calculator to type in and get a solution. So I got 3.943, etc., which can be rounded to approximately 3.94. And -1.943, which also could be rounded to -1.94. So I am going to write my answer as a solution. So x is equal to both -194 and 394. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with fellow educators or students.